Today was basically a coalition of the leaders, our elected leaders of the Rio Grande Valley and also of northern Mexico getting together to talk about the concept, the initiative that is RioPlex, which is our way of consolidating data, information, all of our assets, all of our pros, and being able to take all that information and sell ourselves to the rest of the world. So it's us pooling our resources and just getting a bigger boat to try and catch the bigger fish.
Like you say, you represent Matamoros as well as Brownsville.
Yeah.
How is the RioPlex branding operation being taken on board? How is it? What's the feedback from the Matamoros and Mexican perspective?
From the Matamoros perspective, there's a lot of buy-in to see the efforts to include northern Mexico. The fact that we're being spoken of in the same sentence, in the same summary, that it's no longer about a border, it's no longer about, McAllen versus Harlingen versus Brownsville. It's basically taking all of that information and putting it together. So there's some buy-in, the fact that we're being included and that we're being invited to be at the table. So being able to be an ambassador from Matamoros or Brownsville immediately is just, a way for us to kind of listen, see what's being pitched, have a seat at the table, and making sure that we can do our part.
Lots of presentations, lots of facts and figures rolled out today at this summit. Has there been anything that sort of jumped out the page at you? Any really interesting stats that you feel help sell our region?
I want the 3.5 human capital number printed on every business card. I want it on PDFs. I want it on billboards. I want it everywhere. I want it at all of our airports. I want that number to be, just sold and talked about at every, pitch meeting. Whenever we're talking about getting bigger projects down here, because I just think it's a game changer. I think it's an overwhelming number to get, to try and attract, bigger projects.
You're talking about the population.
Yes, the population. Yes, the fact that human capital is not an issue here. Once you compile all the population of the valley, I think it'd be something very, very significant.
And as you would know, it's not just the total size of the population, it's the median average age, 27, 28 years of age. Not many metro areas can say that.
Absolutely. The fact that, what was the number I think that was being used? 27. 27 is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and I think that should just, again, that should be just talked about. That should be screamed from the heavens, that's just so we can be able to kind of, have more, just realize our potential.
So clearly you're a big supporter of the RioPlex concept.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. One of the things talked about is just the Friday night football mentality, and I've been working down here for 26, 27 years. I've gotten a chance to see that firsthand. So I'm just glad to see us all together, and just that panel of all of our mayors right now. What a collection of very smart, capable people. I think we're in very, very good hands as far as the near future is concerned.
And let's move on now to your work in Brownsville and Matamoros, the local picture. How are things going there? What's the state of the economy there?
Matamoros' growth has been mostly expansions than it has like new projects. And I've always been very adamant to kind of, make sure that people know that Matamoros is still, the people that are there, the companies that are already installed, they're doubling down. They're renewing their leases. They're actually, they're making their operations bigger. They're increasing their footprint in Matamoros, because Matamoros will always, continue to be, a great place to work. We just need to start investing more money in our PR department, because, there's a stigma, whether it's with the unions or whether it's security issues. All of that needs to be addressed. It can't just be, swept under the rug. It needs to be addressed. So what we try to do on the Matamoros side is try to, just try to have an open discussion at all times. And if that involves, reaching out to state government and also municipal governments, and again, just making the effort to travel to events like this, whenever it's about regional economic development, and just making sure, like, hey, we're here, and we actually, we're still a viable place to do business as well. So it's an honor for me to be, any kind of vehicle for ambassadorship for Matamoros. And that goes for Brownsville as well. We're about to do a groundbreaking on our an industrial park development on the Brownsville side. Uh, the GBIC and Brownsville, everybody has been unbelievably helpful in helping us along and learning because building in Matamoros is very different to building in Brownsville in the United States. But I could not have asked for more helpful, infrastructure and city officials. It's been fantastic.
Well, Renee, those are all the questions I had. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
We need more of this on twice a year. These kind of events. I hope that in the future that instead of just Houston, maybe they can get in the habit of doing one in McAllen, one in Brownsville, one in Harlingen, whatever, just to kind of complete that that we're all in this together mentality.
I'm hearing the next one could be Mexico City.
Fantastic, great, bring it on. Let's go.
Thank you so much for today's interview.
Yeah, thank you.